Is coconut oil really safe? Good morning, Dr. Craig Dingman. This is Elevate TV, 10 a.m. on Tuesday mornings. So one of the things I'm seeing recently in social media is this description of the American Heart Association's June report that they just put out. Now, the AHA is basically saying that categorically saturated fat is bad, and they're actually including the coconut oil in this. And I think they're really missing the boat. They're not giving the whole story here because I think it doesn't make any sense to lump in coconut oil with, deep fried chicken and taters as far as bad saturated fats. So there are definitely some bad saturated fats, but there are also really healthy, good saturated fats. And it's important to understand that nutritionally, our body has a huge need for healthy, naturally occurring saturated fats. Coconut oil, I think, is one of the best suppliers of this. Making a blanket statement like they do, vilifying saturated fat, is kind of like saying all carbs are bad, right? So like Wonder Bread, white bread is bad carbs, but a sweet potato is probably very, very healthy, nutrient-dense carbs. So not all carbs are bad, just bad carbs are bad. Not all saturated fat is bad, just bad saturated fat, like the fat in deep fried chicken and taters. So, I think it's really important to keep this in mind. There's so many healthy processes in your body that require fats. Fat is a macronutrient, one that we need lots of, and I think coconut oil is one of the best ways to get healthy fats into your diet. So are there extremes? Sure. I was just surfing last week on a ketogenic web, so it's one of these new, eat lots of fat type of websites, and one of the recipes they had on this ketogenic website, believe it or not, were bacon wrapped butter balls. So basically like a snowball sized chunk of butter wrapped in strips of bacon and cooked. Talk about fantastically delicious, but let's go for moderation, right? I think that's over the top. If we start eating bacon wrapped butter balls as a meal, our health is not going in the right direction. But using proper moderate amounts of healthy fats such as coconut oil, I think is going to be super healthy. And in fact, some of the recent research shows that coconut oil will even help lower your risk of heart disease. So the other thing that's a problem with this American Heart Association's report is they're saying replace saturated fats like coconut oil with vegetable oils, margarine, soybean, corn oils. And a Norwegian study has just shown that virtually all the US and North American soybean oil is super high in a thing called glyphosate, which is essentially Roundup. So they've genetically modified the soybean so that they can spray it with loads and loads of Roundup or glyphosate, and it's coming through in the soybean oil. And these soybean, corn oils, these vegetable oils are all high in omega-6 fatty acids, which push us in a pro-inflammatory direction. So, and I think we really need to cut down on these vegetable oils and replace them with things like coconut oil. And what they've seen in the research is that the healthy saturated fats from coconut oil actually improve our cholesterol ratios. So everyone's talking about cholesterol as being an unhealthy thing, but in fact you have some good cholesterol, which is HDL or high density, and bad cholesterol, which is your low density. And they've shown that the fats in coconut oil will actually drive this ratio in favor of health. So increase your HDLs, which are heart protective and will actually lower your risk of heart disease. So I don't know about you, but I'm sticking with coconut oil. Have a great day. Dr. Craig Dingman for Elevate TV. Join us next Tuesday at 10 a.m.